I'm trying to be respectful. I really am. But I have questions.
A lot of questions.
I refuse to believe that nobody noticed, because what you're about to see is getting harder and harder to explain. And by the way, this is way bigger than just celebrity BBLs. It's about something bigger happening in Hollywood culture. Excess with no honesty, no pushback, and no one saying
No.
I feel that almost everyone who has gotten a BBL was surrounded by yes men and yes women. People who did not tell them the truth. We're gonna get into this conversation today because we're in July. It's officially BBL season, I've declared it. And so you're gonna be seeing a lot of these BBLs in the wild. But we're already starting to see them, of course, on the celebrities. And I saw a few in recent weeks that just made me pause. Anyway, let's just jump right in. My name is Rogan. This is the This Baby Gal podcast. On my platform, I do social commentary and reaction videos. I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public. So let's go. So we have to talk about the enablers in Hollywood. So I personally feel that anytime your livelihood is tied to someone, it's very difficult to be able to be truthful with them. Let's just be honest, especially when you're in close quarters with a celebrity, be it a rapper, a singer, an actor, director. If you decide to go and do a BBL, that person who works for you might not say, hey, don't do it, but you need to read the room. And if they're very quiet on it, or they give I don't know if you want to do that, you look perfect the way you are, you might want to listen. Because everybody who is getting a BBL, honestly, they're not candidates for it. Some of these doctors are so unscrupulous, they don't care. And so they will just take your money and give you a BBL, even though as they say, the thighs don't match. Like your thighs are super skinny, and then you have this big appendage making you look like a bug's life. It's just not a good match. So a good doctor might say, you're not a candidate for this. And a bad doctor who is just really money hungry and just wants to have a celebrity attached to their practice's name, they're going to take your money and go for it. But a lot of people, like I said, they work for these celebrities and they enable them. They tell them, they gas them up.
Girl, you look good.
Nobody tells them no. And so they're a bigger problem, or just as big as a problem as the celebrity. As a matter of fact, I think that I would say they're even a bigger problem. Some celebrities, they're in a state of desperation, trying to revive their careers and all that stuff. And so they are so desperate and they want to keep the attention of their audience that they're just doing crazy things. And so the people who are surrounding them, who know better, who are more in a sober state of mind, should be there to kind of correct them. So let's take a look at Madonna, because she's been making the rounds. And Madonna, I always appreciated her body because it was so natural. She always had those big muscular arms. You could tell she truly worked out, and she's petite. She's 5'4". And so her body and her butt suited her frame. And then she just goes and does this. It's just crazy.
How many of us have them friends? Ones we can depend on.
You think if this was my boss, right? I work for Madonna, and I see her getting dressed and she putting on this little frilly pink Little House on the Prairie getup, and I see her bungie hanging out like this. You think I was gonna just be like, oh, after you, boss? I'd be like, look here, Miss Ciccone, I gotta talk to you for a second. You don't wear jeans on the stage? You don't wear one long dress on the stage tonight? We gotta wrap this up, man. This is what I'm telling you. Too many enablers out here. Who approved this? Had Madonna just maintained her body the way she was? Oh my God, beautiful. This is just, I don't know what this is. It's like trying to hold on to some youth rather than just kind of stepping into your full womanhood and just embracing this part of your life, And let me tell you something. I'm not an ageist at all. If you have a beautiful body and you're 70, I think at some point, you don't need to be exposing yourself, especially like this, right? But I give her a bly. I give her a pass because she's an entertainer and they operate totally differently from regular folks like me and you. Entertainers are a little kooky. They're out there. They wear whatever they want. But it's just, this is not flattering. This does not look good. Cher, for example. Cher is Cher's older than Madonna, right? Yeah, I think she's older than Madonna. And sometimes she'll come out there with the outfits, the costumes that are out there, but Cher still looks nice. So some people might be like, okay, Cher, you're too old for this, but I could say at least Cher looks nice. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about Vivica Fox. I always regarded Vivica Fox as one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. I always loved her, especially like when I saw her on like Two Can Play That Game back in the day. And I always thought she had a nice slender frame and just a natural body, the most beautiful smile. And Vivica, now in her 60s, has decided to get a BBL.
Got it? There you go, guys. Oh, wait. I want you to get a good shot of this. I won't do it.
One thing I love, she does have a great personality and she's still beautiful, but I don't like this at all. And this was so unnecessary. Oh my gosh, this is so unnecessary, Vivica. But I just wish she had not done this. I saw so many, well, let me find that photo, what I saw when they first announced it. I remember this picture, like, I think this was last year that I saw this. This was last year. And this picture is so unflattering. It looks like, oh, you know who she looked like? Oh my God. I was gonna say egg, right? I was gonna say in this white pants, she looked like an egg. But you know who she really remind me of? Y'all know some YouTubers aren't quitting because of burnout. They're quitting because of trolls. Not criticism, not feedback, harassment, and noise. Constant negativity in the comment section by people who don't watch your channel to engage, they watch to attack. That's why I wrote Hate Mail. Why trolls hate you and how to stay sane in a world of online hate from a professional troll wrangler. It's a laugh out loud survival guide for dealing with online bullies, trolls, and other provocateurs without letting them take over your head, your channel, or your life. So if you're a content creator or thinking about being a content creator, you need to get this book now. Y'all know Chrissy the Dancehall King? How Bongi look like Chrissy top area? I shouldn't say that, right? But I mean, that's what I was trying to figure out who she reminded me of. This just was not flat. I look like a diaper, and it's making her look older. All right, let me read some of the comments that I've seen underneath Vivica Fox's BBL. Someone said, a 60-year-old getting a BBL has got to be the dustiest thing I've ever heard of. Another person said, between her and Lil Kim, heartbreaking. Putting chicken legs on a turkey. Imagine being 60 years old and just now getting a BBL. Someone said, she's ready to go on Kendra G. I think these ladies have a hard time growing old gracefully. She needs to stop the madness. She could be someone's grandma in an alternate universe. Wow. Another person said, I've had enough internet for the day. Yeah. I'm not going to say not have plastic surgery. I already told y'all before, I'm not against plastic surgery. I don't want people to feel like because I'm critical of like these crazy BBLs or these crazy botched cosmetic procedures that I'm anti-plastic surgery, because I'm not. And I know that there are some men and women who are looking in the mirrors, they've gotten older, they're now in their 60s, 70s, 80s even, and they don't feel like the person inside. You know, they're looking in the mirror and they're like, oh my gosh, all my youth is gone. You know, there's nothing wrong in my mind with doing a little procedures to like make yourself feel good. And even if you have to have plastic surgery, fine. I'm not against it. Again, I told y'all everything in moderation. If Vivica Fox wanted to get a BBL, even though I think it's, you know, they're very dangerous. Now I think they are very dangerous. She could have done something that was more in line with her body. It didn't have to be this extreme. And that's, again, she is going to a doctor who's probably like, just like, I'll do it. I'll take your money and I'll do it. Whereas if she went to the kind of doctor who was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that because that's just a little too much for your frame. I will do it if you do, I don't know how it goes, like 20 cc's of fat in your butt. I don't know. I'm just making up. I don't know how they measure it and all that stuff. But like, we'll do 20 cc's and instead of the 80 cc's that you want of fat transferred into your butt. And she's like, but 20 cc's ain't going to get me a guy. So I need the 80 cc's. Well, you have to go to that doctor over there. I am not pumping that bungie up with 80 nothing. No. Someone has to say no. And that's something that a lot of celebrities are not accustomed to hearing. No. No, 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 no. Someone said 50 didn't dodge a bullet. He dodged a RPG. What is an RPG? I don't know. Let me Google that. Okay, it's even funnier. I was like, what is an RPG? A rocket propelled, oh, y'all so stupid. A rocket propelled grenade, a portable shoulder fired anti-tank weapon that launches an explosive rocket. You know, I gotta say, I know 50 Cent sitting back like, how I used to date this gal. I still love Vivica to death now. I love her down, I do. But this ain't it, baby girl. To the ladies in the comment section, join me down there. If you're in your 60s or your 70s, let me just ask right in the middle of this video, have you ever contemplated getting a BBL? Would you get a BBL if you're like 65? Ladies and gentlemen, what's the purpose of getting the BBL at this point? I'm just curious. I think she messed up big time. This right now, it reeks of desperation. It feels like I gotta compete with these girls in their 20s and 30s right now. And she don't have to do that because some of them gals in their 20s and 30s ain't got Vivica Fox money. They don't got Vivica A. Fox fame or her money or her personality, none of that. The bigger problem isn't just, okay, these BBLs look bad. We don't need to just talk. We already know these BBLs look a mess. Unless, is there anybody in the comment section that believes this looks good? If you think Vivica looks better here in the after, say so. Drop like the peach emoji if you think it looks good. Same thing with Madonna. If you think Madonna's looks good, then drop the peach emoji as well. No, drop a basketball for Madonna so we can know who you're talking about. So the peach emoji for Vivica A. Fox and the basketball for Madonna. All I have to say is ain't no real friends in Hollywood. Let's move on to Cardi B. Now I have profiled Cardi B in my videos several times. And I said I didn't like the shape because the shape, it just looked very weird. And here she is again on stage. And it looks heavy. You know, Cardi herself said that she was going to make the change after her tour ended, right? But I cannot tell you how many times, because you know the clips were going viral as the tour was going on. You know, when she brought Lil' Kim out, another one. When she brought Lil' Kim out and she gave her flowers, you know, the people in the comment section were saying, Cardi, don't get rid of the BBL. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I realized too that the enablers, the yes men and yes women, they don't just come from within Hollywood. They don't just come from within their circles. They come from the people in the comment section too. And if you don't have any sense, you're going to fall for this crap. And then these same people will laugh at you when it starts to drop. Because again, it's just fat. It's just fat. And if you lose weight, it deflates. And if you are not somebody who's in the gym maintaining it, it looks really weird. It looks warped. So yeah, no friends in Hollywood, a bunch of yes men and yes women. And I actually feel sorry for these ladies. What do y'all think? Drop your comments down below. Let me know if you would have an RPG. If you would have a BBL, an RPG. If you would have a BBL at the age of 60 or 70, have you thought about it? Were you close to going through with it? What changed your mind? I'm really interested to know. If you've done it and regretted it, why do you regret it? And if you've done it and you love it, say that too. Let us know. Because chow. In the words of this person, Alpo Martinez, I have had enough internet for the day. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Toodles.
Shut the up! I don't even like Houdini.